Hello, America and around the world. This is Charity Smith, Ms. Mogul. I am the host of Mogul Talk. As you can see, we're in a different space today. Today, I'm hosting a very special series. It is the Create Your Own Economy Global Business Summit. I am, again, Charity Smith. I have many years of business experience, but because of what's going on in the business climate right now, I decided to invite some of my friends along for a conversation. I'm talking today to 7- and 8-figure earners, and we're picking their brains, ladies and gentlemen, about their secrets and strategies to success. When I began to formulate the series, I couldn't think of anybody better to launch this series with than my guest today. So are you there, Bill?
I'm here. I'm ready to roll. Good morning.
Awesome. Good morning. Listen, let me introduce you to everyone. Of course, you're known in the business world around the world, but I want to introduce you to this particular community. Bill Walsh, you all, has many decades of business success, and I'm not just saying that as an accolade. This gentleman has built Masterminds. He's a highly successful venture capitalist. He goes around the world with Masterminds, training the best of the best in their industries. So when we talk about redefining business success in the current climate, we have to have America's business coach. So that's why we have today the one and the only, and I can say now the infamous Bill Walsh. Welcome to the studio.
Hey, I'm so honored to be a part of your show, and congratulations on what you're doing, helping so many people, and your message of really true hope, inspiration, but inside knowledge. Really, you give the goods. I've watched you speak now a number of times, and every time you speak, if that audience is not fired up and ready to roll and go after their goals and dreams, then nothing's going to move them. Does that make sense? So I'm honored to be a part of what you're doing.
Thank you. And trust me, the pleasure is all mine. Bill, I want to jump right in because we only have a few minutes today, and I really want to make sure that the business community at large has the benefit of your knowledge. We know that you're a venture capitalist, and again, you train businesses around the world on logistics and how to build businesses.
Yep.
I find right now, though, that many business owners are having to reinvent themselves and redefine what they're doing, right? Their plan, their strategy, their platform. What is your secret to success in reinventing yourself? You've been through every kind of cycle, climate, you name it. You've traversed it successfully. What is your superpower, though, in reinventing yourself?
Well, if I was to give you guys just a few secrets, if you're listening, just grab a pad of paper, take some notes. But number one is to adapt. You have to adapt. You have to realize what is, and you're not going to change the global economy, but you've got to focus on your personal economy. So a big part of this, when I say adapt, it means stay calm, look at all the news stories, but realize this, that you've got to realize what is truth and what is not. And I know that's hard because you're getting so many things that are out there, but really just take the things that you can make a difference on, because the things you can't change, to spend time focused on it, takes away from the time you can focus on things you could change. So number one, when I say adapt, stay calm, stay in the news, which means what is the most relevant news that really relates to you and your business, and certainly your personal, your family. But on top of all that, you got to be frugal. This is the day to be frugal. Save the cash. Learn to use barter, learn to trade for everything. Learn to realize that you can cut all of your expenses that don't relate to your core expenses for your life. And then of course your critical expenses when it comes to marketing for your business. But on top of staying calm and being frugal, you got to build a better plan. So you've got to understand there's a whole new set of rules that are out there when it comes to operating a business. And so be ready for the new dynamics. I know a restaurant friend of mine in Las Vegas that instead of shutting their doors, they literally took all their media spend and put it all on social media to spend with Grubhub and to spend with other delivery service, Uber Eats, and their sales went up 30%. They created tents outside the restaurant and made their own drive-through. So understand, they didn't let people go. They expanded because they knew that people would be home, and they made it where they became the premier source for home delivery. So when I talk about adapting, this is a big part of it. And then, of course, the second word is innovate. Not about pivoting, it's about innovating, which when I talk about innovating, it means don't lower your price, just add more value. Learn how to value stack. Learn how to put more things in the package that your customer buys from you. And you have to go back to your best customers. Go back to your best customers, because I promise you this, those that had money before the challenges the economy faced have more money today. Those that had no money probably have less money today. So when I talk about being able to not pivot, but innovate, it means about really adjusting the way you market. So get a book cover done. Go to Killer Covers, get a book cover done. Launch your own free influencer site. Go to Mingle, MINGL.no. Mine is /Bill Walsh 360. It's a free influencer site. Connects all your social media, makes it easy for someone to find you, all your PDFs. And of course, set up a booking engine. There's a free one for that too called youcanbook.me. So connect that to your free media site, right, and your influencer page, and then get some traffic. So get your own podcast set up. That's free also. Go to an app called Anchor. So when I talk about innovating, there are so many new tools out there today, and a lot of them are free for you to use. Get a new Facebook page as an author. Set up a new group in Facebook so you can actually drive and put new leads in there, new connections. And once again, don't try to sell them in there, just give them good content. See, if you share more good content, people want more of your information.
That's true.
When I wrote my book, The Obvious, you've heard of The Secret, and I package it with a newsletter, and I give people access to our events around the country, where it's keep them in the loop. I created a mobile marketing system, and you can get all of it for free and just test it, right? Whatever you're going to do, you have to have a way to gather leads or talk to qualified people without trying to sell. So think that through, innovate it. Get qualified leads by giving away good content. So either create a report on why should somebody buy from your company, create a report on 5 things they have to know before they team up with someone in real estate. I don't care what it is, create something, get them to opt in. So if what I'm talking about resonates with you, you just text the word win to 26786. Text the word win to 26786, and it's just free gifts. So when we think about innovating, it's about using new tools like StreamYard you're on today. StreamYard allows you to broadcast into LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram,
YouTube. We're all over the place.
Don't know is YouTube. You have your own YouTube channel for free, but the big one, set up your own Twitch channel. Twitch costs you nothing also. So now all of a sudden you've opened up a broadcasting network, and you've still probably spent less than $100 on most things I've talked about so far. So when I think about innovating and being frugal, they have to work together. Because for you to break through whatever you're going through, you've got to add more value, you've got to create more good free content, and you've got to be on the offense always with your marketing. One thing you'll find about Charity is she's always on the offense with her marketing. It doesn't matter if she gets a chance to speak or she gets a chance to be on radio or TV, she's the first one to show up. So you've got to be the first one to say, what am I going to do different today than I did yesterday to really impact my own personal economy to win?
So Bill,
little things you can do.
This is a great place. What we're going to do now is take a quick commercial break.
Okay.
When we come back, I really want to dig into how you leverage branding and marketing. You are the best. And how do we do that with technology right now to win a wider audience? We'll take this quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
I'm glad to serve.
Welcome to Mogul, the place where business, lifestyle, and possibilities collide. Hello, my name is Charity Smith. I'm Miss Mogul. I'm a business leader, global speaker, trusted economic development strategist, media personality, author, advocate, and lioness mom. We're taking you next door and around the world, conversing with business leaders about the news of the day, emerging business trends, and introducing your family to possibilities that will help you live life to its fullest. Listen, we're really excited about our special interest stories, where we connect you with authentic faith, spirituality, and abundant thinking. Tune in right here, streaming live on this platform or on a mobile device near you. And listen, don't forget to subscribe to this show and discover the mogul in you. We're excited to connect with you, and we'll see you streaming live right here. And we are back. Listen, Bill, before we went to break, you gave just a treasure trove of resources that America's leaders can begin to employ. Now, what you really did, Bill, is remove every excuse from being innovative, creative, and finding a solution to be successful in the current climate. Really, that's what you did, right? And so,
if they just used a few of the tools, maybe not all of them, and I've got another probably 20 or 30.
I know you do.
Because this is a great place to start. So when we talk about that, adapt, innovate to overcome. And that really is the secret to break through.
Listen, so that's a great segue then into the next question. You host million-dollar masterminds across the world, literally across the world. As we now redefine who our business partners are and how we think about business, I want you to tap in a little bit now into some leadership development for our listeners. What is the power of masterminds? Why? And we hear that's kind of the new buzzword now, masterminds, but not all masterminds are created equal.
True.
What's the purpose of them? And then how do we leverage them now to really think big, to really reinvent what we're doing in business?
So one of the first things I would tell all your listeners today is go to the website called Amazon, and I'd like you to buy a book called Think and Grow Rich. So a gentleman named Napoleon Hill wrote the book Think and Grow Rich back in the 30s, where they interviewed all these icons, all these magnets of business. And the most important chapter in the book is the chapter on masterminds. Because what it says in the book, it says masterminds are what I call think tanks, right? Really is the driving force that provides all the income. So masterminds provided the economic engine that made every other chapter in the book possible. And what he talked about were laws of success. And I think it's important for you today, no matter where you're at in your business, it's critical thinking connected with others that make you more powerful. So whether it was Edison or Ford or JP Morgan or Rockefeller, they all had amazing people, right? That were around them that helped them have the best chance to win. So I'm telling you today, it's the same thing here. You can create a virtual mastermind today for free. You don't got to spend anything. Look in your phone at the top 4 or 5 people you know in your phone, not dead people or dreaming people, or you're going to call Bill Gates. Look who's in your phone that you have mad respect for. Someone that's already successful. I don't care if they're successful in any industry. If they're successful somewhere, they can be successful somewhere else. But you want to lean on that relationship to have a virtual mastermind just once a month, 1 hour a month. And these are the 2 questions you ask, right? These are very important. What is your big goal for the month? What is your big challenge? And the third, which is really the most important of the questions, is what help do you need from the group? So if you can make it really, really powerful in 1 hour a month, you've just built yourself a virtual board or a virtual mastermind. And powerful. I will promise you this, that the most successful entrepreneurs in all of time, the most successful politicians, I don't care what it is, they all have a think tank around them. They all have great people around them, sometimes not so great. But I'm telling you today, no broke people in your mastermind. No people that are energy-sucking vampires. They don't get to be a part of your team here. You want to select the all-star team that will really challenge you. And what the masterminds do is give you a great perspective on what's possible, but at the same time, they'll call you out if what you're doing is not going to go down a path that's probably be fruitful, only because they might have more expertise. They might have lived through this before, and so they can give you some great insight. But to do it without a mastermind is really a huge mistake. And then there's always 3 masterminds you should belong to. One that's virtual, one that you help.
That's good.
We run masterminds now, Charity, in 35 cities.
Yes.
All designed to help local entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And the members pay less than $1,000 a year. So it's very affordable for them to plug in to masterminds across the country, but also one in their backyard. And the third mastermind is a mastermind that challenges you. And yes, we run those masterminds too. It's called the Win Group. We do 2 exotic retreats a year. We force you to really get in front of the hot seat to talk about your business with the whole group. And this is where the magic happens, because if you're not learning, if you're not growing, you might think you're standing still. You're actually going backwards because other people are learning. They are growing. They are creating these initiatives. And that's a secret to masterminds, that always make sure there's 3, a virtual one group that you help, and one group that helps you. At least one group that helps you.
What I'm really hearing you say too, there is power in diverse thinking, but mentorship.
Yes.
Accountability, being in the environment where people, I love what you said about not having any broke people a part of your mastermind. Broke people can only think one way. Successful people think another way. And you really do have to have people around you who challenge your paradigms if they're broken, right? Yeah. And gives you a different perspective. Bill, we're rushing to a close. I'd love for you to spend just a couple of minutes, though, talking about some of the successes you've had in working with America's businesses.
Well, let me tell you some of the failures I've had, because I'll tell you what, I've been broke too, and I want to make sure people know that. I've been broke and wealthy, and broke sucks, but I've been there. I've also, and this is so important, there's a lot of things that I know that I don't know. I'm not a health coach. I'm not a fitness coach. I'm not a relationship coach. I can't cook at all, but I'm a damn good business coach. I've been ranked 6 years in a row now, top 30 in the world by Guru Magazine. This year, number 10. number 10 in the world on business coaching. And that's only because people vote for it, or that's the cool thing about it. So when I think about the success stories, I think it's critical to understand that it's really about the ripple effect of those you help succeed. So, there's a lady, her name is Sherry Tree, with a product called Bank. She came through our speaker program almost 10 years ago now, and she sat at the table in the Aria nearly crying because she couldn't afford to go to the program. She had to make payments. But today she runs a $10 million plus year of business. It's global. You see her program, the Bank Code on personal profiling. But I love the fact that it's not just her that's had success. Look at all the people that she served that have had success.
Yes.
So when you start thinking about case studies and stories and all that's great, I believe all I do is I'm just the conduit to help them elevate their thinking. And so when I think of, all the success stories around the world, because it's not because of me, I just helped them with the pathway. They took the program, and they took the education, they ran with it. And that's really where true success comes in, is that, Charity, when I get a chance to coach you and help you with your public speaking, or maybe make a connection for you, you're the one that steps through. You're the one that shines. You're the one that has to keep the door open.
And you are phenomenal at that.
Somebody can open the door for you, but you got to keep it open.
That's true.
And that really is, I think, a gift that I've had always, about connecting the right people, but also making sure their message is right. So if it's our Rainmaker course, make sure your business plan, your systems, your accountability is in place. If it's our speaker programs, make sure that you either learn how to get paid to speak, or learn how to speak and sell from stage. Those are all the right answers. And then, of course, our high-level masterminds. I just love to run masterminds because I love putting the right people together on a regular basis. And it brings me joy and happiness to watch them knock it out of the park.
Listen, for those of you who don't know, again, he's talked about several programs. We have Rainmaker. When I've had the pleasure of attending the Platinum Speaker Camp. And again, just a phenomenal environment. It really is an ecosystem where we think we're coming in for one thing, but you really do kind of take us through this process, right, of leadership and elevation. And sometimes it's self-discovery, right? And I really believe the best leaders right now will be those who are really self-aware. They know what they bring to the table. They know their superpower. And you said something really important. You said, I'm not a health coach. I don't cook well. But if you want to know business, you come and talk to Bill Walsh, right? You come. And so it really is about knowing what you provide, right? What service do you give, and elevating that service to the highest level.
Yes.
If you could define, in our closing, if you could define the profile of the next leader who will make a difference, what does that profile look like? What do we need to really have and master, Bill, to be an impactful leader in the years to come?
So that profile is an individual that, number one, has self-belief, has knowing. Good. They have to have knowing.
That's
right?
good.
They have to know in the space they're in that they own it. Whether it was LeBron James or Michael Jordan, when they walked on the court, it was their court.
Yeah.
They always wonder why someone else would even take the court with them, because they knew Tiger Woods, they played at such a much higher level. Andre Bocelli, even though he's blind, it doesn't matter. When he takes that stage of 100,000 people, he owns that stage. So self-belief is a real big thing. And a big part of self-belief is remove the negative people from your life as fast as you can. What I mean by that is don't let their energy, don't let their perception, don't let their voice affect anything you believe. So you got to be a little crazy and you got to be a little nuts. And if you're a little crazy and your family thinks you're nuts, you're probably at the closest point to having the best success story ever. And you've got to be willing to fail. You've got to be able to put it all out there. And I tell people all the time, why are you successful? Because I failed so many times at things. I did so many things wrong that I learned how to do them right. And you've got to be open to the idea of mentorship. You've got to be open to the idea to learn from others that have done this before so they can help you avoid all the roadblocks. And you've got to commit to your craft. It's 10,000 hours to be great. And, you know, I teach all my speakers, I don't want to hear one word that it's not going great until you've done 100 talks. Once you've done 100 talks, now you have the right to talk about your ability to speak and sell from stage. Until that time, there's nothing to say. So if you're not going to commit to your business 100%, give it the respect it deserves, your chances of winning go way down. And then, of course, what I look for in that person, are they coachable? Are they really hungry? You know, if they're hungry and coachable, you'd be surprised how literally, if they're open to the conversation, they'll follow a process that winners have done for years. So whether it was Coach Vince Lombardi, who was not supposed to be in the NFL, he was laughed at because he was Italian. We can't have no Italian person coaching an NFL team. But he told him every day, he said, this is a football. You know, he made it so simple. John Wooden, one of the greatest basketball coaches ever. This is how you put your socks on. People laughed at him. He said, if you don't put your socks on right when you run 10 miles a day in my camp, you're going to have blisters. You won't be able to make practice the next day. So understand, you've got to realize that success starts with basics. And some of the basics are someone that has respect for others. Someone that will treat people. I learned so much by watching people, how they treat someone that can do nothing for them. How they treat someone that do nothing for them. And then, of course, will they follow up and will they follow through? Most people never follow through. And you can't wait for people to connect with you. You got to get on the phone. You think Richard Branson's coming to your house? You think Oprah's coming over anytime soon? No. You got to be a go-getter after your dreams, which means if you got to go to the charity events, if you got to go support things they're doing, if you know for a fact that's a connection you're looking for, put down your Fab 10 every month and map it out. But don't let people steer you away from your big goals and dreams, because you know what? It's all you have. At the end of the day, if you're not going to go out and live your dreams and live your plan, I promise you this, you're going to live somebody else's. So, you know, are they accountable? Are they hungry? Are they coachable? Are they committed? Do they have great self-belief? And have they really worked at their craft to know their space? And if they have, then they're going to win big. So it doesn't matter about age. It doesn't matter about ethnicity. I'm telling you, these are all things that become excuses. But the most important thing is that if you will follow up and follow through on your biggest goals and dreams, and you get around great people, I promise you this, opportunities will show up for you like they've never shown up before in the past. So don't allow negative energy sucking vampires to creep into your mind, because the minute they do, they win, you lose.
Wow. So in closing, Bill, let's just, well, first of all, let me say this. All of the information, some of this I've heard before because I've been in your classes. I've been a student of the content. But hearing it time and time again really just reinvigorates my passion to be successful, to go all out. That's something you really do drive home in Rainmaker, in the speaker camps, in the masterminds. Go all out. How can people get in contact with you, Bill?
You know, the best thing is just follow me on Instagram is easy, at Bill Walsh 360, at Bill Walsh 360. Or, like I said, text the word win to 26786. Get a copy of my book, get our newsletter free, and just follow what we're doing. And listen, if there's ways we can work together, I'd love to have a conversation. And like I said, I'm really pretty good on text messaging and certainly on Instagram. And other than that, go after your dreams, have a lot of fun, and be willing to make mistakes, be willing to fail. It's okay. It's part of the process.
I love
it. And follow Charity. Whatever she's doing, her energy will brighten your day every day. So just whatever she's doing, follow it, because it works.
Wow. Come on. I couldn't have asked for a better endorsement. Thank you for that. And thank all of you for tuning in. You have heard today the master himself, Bill Walsh, CEO of PowerTeam USA, America's business coach. Listen, you all, if you take anything from this interview today, this is it. You've got to go all out. Right. And you all hear me say time and time again, if you're going to gamble, gamble on you. Thank you for being with me today, Bill.
Thank you so much. It's an honor. Have a great day. Good luck with the rest of the show.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Listen, you all, that was Bill Walsh. And again, just a phenomenal coach, speaker, business advocate. You can't ask for a better one. And for those of you who are interested in more information about masterminds, I actually am hosting one in June. If you'd like more information about the Mogul method, go to youcancreateyourown.economy.com, get the information and sign up there. I will walk you through all of it. M is for mindset. O is optimization. G, goals and God. U, utilization. L, legacy. We'll go through all of it. And I can promise you, by the time you leave that mastermind, you will be able to define who you are as a mogul. So make sure you go and check that out. Listen, you all, stay with us. We have another phenomenal guest coming up at 11 o'clock. We can't wait to talk to him. His name is Dr. James Dentley. We'll be right back.